Welcome to Cards, Numbers, and You. My name is Franz, and this reading it's for the eclipse on May 5th. This eclipse certainly is going to have an impact on many of us, but here I'm doing it in a different way. We're choosing based on these beautiful gemstones. Here is the green aventurine. We have in the yellow jasper. We have in the lapis lazuli. And we have in the tiger's eye. They're a little banged up because unfortunately I was not too careful when I originally got them, and I'm sorry, I just make this a little shaky, but it will go back to normal. Also, I'm enjoying doing this reading in English since I haven't done it in quite a while. So whatever of any of these four stones you're drawn to, you can randomly pick, or whatever you feel drawn to, you can go ahead and do that. You can pause the video if you need more time to connect with the energy of the stones, and simply click on the timestamp to go to the reading that you want to pick. All right, see you at your pile. Now we are starting with the adventuring message, right? So let's take these friends here. I already pre-shuffled them, so we are going to straight to the reading. We are not going to spend like 2 minutes shuffling. That's what I did it beforehand. All right, so let's see, what does the adventuring have to say? First, we have Shekinah. This is a beautiful energy. I feel she is definitely connected with, or some of you have this ability to connect with the higher realms. Probably you have psychic gifts. Probably you're highly intuitive. Perhaps you can, perceive things that most people cannot perceive. And starting the reading is a very beautiful card because she connects the spiritual worlds. I want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on a spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom, and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your path, and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. This is most certainly an energy that is about integration. And you might be having a number 6 in any of the 5 aspects of the soul. So this definitely talks about family, love, harmony. This is further clarified with the Magician. See, you're a person that is connected. You have gifts. I feel that at times you forget that you can actually manifest things into reality. You're a very highly creative person. Right now, there might be a period of like transition. And some days you feel at the top of the world and other days not so much. So definitely this is a call for trusting that you have the magic in your hands. It is a good idea to reconnect with Earth. If you have lived an apartment life, this is a good time to go to the park, if you cannot get out of the city. Also, being a magician in your life, meaning that even in situations that seems out of your control, you're going to be able to actually be able to manage it, because you're integrating the spirituality into day-to-day things, and now things are not going to be so overwhelming. You have Nephthys, soul healing, and it's a number 6. And this is a number 6. Definitely, this is appealing to a lot of people who have a number 6. You might or not have a number 6, but it is likely that the people who are picking this pile is because they have a number 6 in the 5 aspects of the soul. You can watch the video that I did about it. And the beauty about this spirit is that you see the moon in an eclipse, because this is an eclipse reading. So having that is certainly telling us about how you can integrate those things that are hidden into the light. And what I mean by that, you have everything to set yourself free from boundaries, from bounds, that is, not boundaries, I'm sorry. Again, I feel that some of you, or definitely the people who are picking this pile, are going through some difficult situations, not easy for relationships at the present, and if it means about work, there might be some deception involved when it comes to your coworkers. So this is about making peace with reality as it is and finding common ground. Most definitely, you need to meditate and look inwards to find the healing that you need. Forgive yourself and perhaps others, especially if you have a failed betrayal. It's not quite an easy thing to deal with, but you will be able to heal with. You have the Emperor. Now, how interesting is this? Because the Emperor has that wisdom of being grounded. I feel that sometimes you have forgotten to make peace with the things that are in your reality, and this is telling you, be more confident. You are actually, when you come to think about it, someone who is very solid. You have to be a little bit more in your mind. And what I mean by that is that sometimes logic is a good thing to be in. It is good to keep a spirituality, but you also have to be very grounded in your decisions. Some of you, I feel that, have to take care of many things. You might be women or family men, and others depend on you, but this requires to have a very methodical way on how to deal with the day-to-day things. And what I mean by that is not to get overwhelmed in the emotions and be more like, I am going to take these decisions and I trust. So this card is definitely telling you to trust your abilities, because you are someone who definitely knows how to manage your life. Now let's see what we have. Dragonfly. Oh my god, I love this card so much. You have no idea. The truth transcends illusion. And this might be related to deceptions that we were facing before. It might be also about a new beginning. I feel that the energy of where you were feeling like a victim, or things were happening to you and were not necessarily fair, these things are gonna correct themselves. Okay, so the dragonfly is a very transformative energy. It's very subtle and yet it's very powerful. You need to be aware of those things in life that might seem, trivial, but they're actually so much beauty when it comes to the wisdom that you already have and the beauty of nature. Again, it's a call to reconnect with nature again. And definitely this new moon is going to see, here's an emperor, and the dragonfly is in a way a symbol of, of royalty, of reminding you the queen or king that you are. The dragonfly spirit is here to remind you of the wisdom and truth available at all times in the hidden realms. Just as a dragonfly catches your eyes with its reflective wings and body, dragonfly spirit appears to tell you to pay attention to the truth beyond the illusion and recognize the insights that come seemingly out of nowhere, peeking through from behind the veil. In the realm of a spirit, there is far more wisdom that you can perceive with your senses, and there's a deep knowing that you're not separate or alone, for a higher power recognizes you and loves you beyond measure. Fears are things of the past, and this is further clarified with the Seven of Shells, choices and ambitions. See, I feel that some of you are in this dynamic of how can you better your life, right? Because sometimes, you get lost in those things that you want to do and that you end up doing nothing. And truth transcends illusion. Sometimes precisely this is the time for you to finally implement those things that you've been wanting to do for a while, particularly because the lobster in this case is a creature that can be both inside of the water but can also survive outside of the water. Okay, so what is that ability? That ability to go inwards into the deepest regions of your soul and also be present in the day-to-day and able to achieve those things that you have the power to. Remember that you have a lot of assistance, particularly from this spirit guide. The dragonfly is quite powerful, and you're going to be able to manifest what you want because you have the magician here. So all these are very great cards to have. Let's continue with the messages. We have whole self, natural therapies, balance, Ayurveda. See, the ancestors are telling you to pay attention to your diet. I feel that this new eclipse is going to bring to your awareness a new way of eating, because this ultimately is going to impact your health. And how it's going to impact your health? Because that gives you energy or makes you slow. And now if you're going to make things into action, the 22 is a master number that tells about constructing things, building things. This is a time for you to build things, and you need to be in full energy. There might be that you have not been eating well, maybe a lot of fast food, which is okay from time to time if you can balance it out. But if you've been depressed and you've been resorting to foods that are not good for you, perhaps this is a good time to you know, return to healthy habits that are going to have a positive impact in your mood, because as you change your foods, it's also going to have an impact overall. Now let's see what we have to clarify about that. The Six of Swords. Interesting, this six, another six, and a six, a six, a six. Some of you are going to be moving. I feel the energy of the eclipse is going to radically change your life. I think as you implement these advices, there's going to be a positive change in your energy, besides obviously the closures that the eclipses bring. And you're going to be moving not only emotionally from things that have been hard, but also you're going to be able to put into practice the things that you have learned somewhere. It might be a short trip, it might be something as a different city. If you live in the United States, maybe you're going to a different state, or perhaps you're leaving the whole country. But definitely there is a move going on. It's a move that is going to be good for you, because right now where you are might not be necessarily the best for you. I feel that the eclipse is going to end those things that are not working out in your life. And sure, this might be a little hard, because you might have to say goodbye to certain people, certain comforts that you have where you live, but this is necessary. You definitely are going to finish anything that needs to be finished and move forward into something better, because you deserve it. You know, you have so much emotional support and you don't even realize. The Courageous Peony. Wow. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself to be seen. Definitely it is time for you to embrace yourself. You know, it is interesting that beautiful pink flower came into awareness, because there's another flower here, and flowers always talk about new life, a new you. I think that going through depression or things that are hard, or situations where you need to be the leader and kind of like, you know, having a reset and then being reborn again into this beautiful self is going to be wonderful. Definitely this month for you is going to be it's going to be something completely new and something very welcome in your life, and you deserve it. Why? Not only because you're a beautiful person, but also because it is time for you to embrace those things that are needed in life. And always the flowers calls for being yourself despite the circumstances. You know, just like the lotus flower, that is such a beautiful flower that grows in murky water. You know, flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their nature. You're being called to do the same. It is time to open yourself up to be seen. And this transition in this new land is going to definitely be a new moment for you that is so awaited. and we finalize with the Knight of Wands. That is bravery. And this Knight of Wands and more flowers. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, and look at that horse. That horse is a little excited, if you know what I mean. So, this might be you, but I feel that for some of you, once you do this transition and you open up yourself and express yourself, you're gonna be able to attract, you know, people who are charismatic into your life. Definitely, it could be at a romantic level. I feel it could be in a romantic level, regardless if this person is or not going to be, you know, your soulmate or your twin flame or whatever label, you know, nowadays that they come up with. That's not important. What is important is that you know, blossoming into this new self, more confident, knowing about the magic that you have, knowing of your leadership skills, knowing that you have all this spiritual support, is going to attract the right people, someone who is going to be able to match your zest for life. This is someone who, you know, it might be a fire sign, it might be a Leo, it might be an Aries, maybe a Sagittarius, or it might be someone who just has those attributes of fire signs. But definitely, this is someone who is going to help you in the new place where you're going to be residing. And overall, this is a very beautiful reading. And definitely this is a month of change. So get out of that depression, eat better, embrace your gifts and talents, and don't forget to love yourself. Right? If you enjoy this reading, you know, I do personal readings as well. You can support also my channel through like, subscribing, and leaving comments. Bye for now. Welcome to the pile of the yellow jasper. Now, what does the yellow jasper has to say for the full moon? Aurora of Gamma. See, I see this card and it's so full of passion. And I feel this passion has to do with you going through a phase of your life where you are feeling very delicious. And by feeling very delicious, I mean it's like really loving yourself and embracing who you are. I feel a lot of sensuality in this card. There is a sense of that when you receive this card is because if you're not already, you know, tapping into that passion, it's definitely time to do that. Because right now it is time to let go of what has been. You are swiftly outgrowing your past. Explore and commit to a spiritual practice that support your personal transformation so you can cross the threshold before you now. Embrace your freedom to be creative and in your approach rather than doggedly committing yourself to your previous ideas or plans. You have the spiritual intelligence necessary to evolve. Continue your healing journey with trust that a positive outcome is imminent. That cannot be more clear. The Emperor. So this is taking ownership, and it's interesting because this full moon eclipse is bringing in many of you this sense of like ownership of the world. Like, you know, if you and if we see here, there's an ankh. Let me put it a little closer. That is an ankh, which is vital power. If you're contemplating being a business owner, this is a good time to start, particularly after the eclipse, because the eclipse is gonna be an opportunity for you to restart. It's kind of like having a second opportunity. You may have had some things in the past where it didn't work out, but now things are aligning for you to go for it. So most definitely do not forget that you can at any time start a business. And for some of you, I feel this is also an opportunity to start a family. But because here's the thing, I see this feminine energy and we have this masculine energy following right after. But I guess then the rest of the cards are gonna give us a better understanding of what's going on. But I think this is going into that direction. Now, Osiris, another 27. This is a 9. This is a 9. Heavenly messages. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This coincidence? No, this is not coincidence. And Osiris, if you know a little bit about Egyptian mythology, was a very benevolent emperor who was betrayed by his brother Seth. And you know, when everything thought was lost, and you know, his body got dismembered when Seth was able to retrieve the coffin, which he thought that he got rid of him. His wife Isis, or Auset, put all of the pieces of his body back together, and you know, he was indeed the first mummy. And that has a significance because it's like when you think that everything is lost, there's always hope, particularly from love, that is so powerful, that transcends. And right now, as a card number 9, it talks about universal love, because then the 9 is love for humanity. And it talks about healing of the soul. You know, right now there is some disputes that might arise regarding financial payments, to watch out for deception. Time out for spiritual healing and courses for yourself. And also, this is a time for you to, you know, travel to a place where you feel that your wisdom is beneficial. You know, for some of you, you might have family members in the spirit that have messages for you. Elders in the family need extra support during the last years on earth. So it is also a call to, you know, the elderly in your family, which might be transitioning. Is not to scare you, but it is a good time now to give love. Definitely, it's something that we need to see in the context of this card. See how interesting, because now we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this Knight of Pentacles by Osiris is letting us know that what you have, no one is going to take from you. Patience at this time is required, but knows that you are going to succeed. See, and this Knight of Pentacles is looking at the Emperor. So I feel this is going for the financial, area. Some of you have contemplated being your own boss. This is a good time. However, it requires patience and going slow paced so you can assess that everything is going on. Okay, do not rush into things, but things are conducive, for prosperity in that regard. I remember soul plan, fated life versus destiny life. How interesting it is, because I see that there is this beautiful energy of like connecting with water, which is the unconscious, the subconscious. And I certainly see here that falling in love again with those little things that make you special, that you have forgotten about, is going to be beneficial for you. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of life you're living right now. You plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you are likely to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment is prearranged on your life timeline. You might find yourself at a crossroad, and this is the moment where you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you, or choose the one less traveled. Go for the less travel, because your instinct never fails you. And this is clarified with the Death, which is transformation. And he became the god of death, Osiris. How interesting. When something closes, when something finishes, particularly because we're talking about eclipses, something new emerges. So here we're talking about something very big. This is a big transformation. I feel that some of you are going to see something that you didn't see coming, going back, in the sense of people that you may have left in the past. They are going to come again into your life, but that is going to be in a different outlook, because now you have matured, now you have more wisdom, now you know how to take better decisions. And definitely this death, which also can refer to the ego death, is telling you about leaving behind the old self and becoming new, re-emerge. See, and these stars match up with these stars. How beautiful is that? Let's see what the animals have to say. And Spirit, time to collaborate. Time to collaborate. It's a number 1 card with the 7 of Acorns. Determination and stamina. Definitely this is, going into what it is, building something new, building something for you in terms of business. See, because the end is what can be achieved with being very little. But when you cooperate with a lot of people who share the same way that you think, you can accomplish great things. So definitely this is a card that it tells you both about cooperation, but about believing in yourself, because the number 1 in numerology is the self, is the leader. when an ant spirit comes to visit is to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help and trust in your most important partnership, the ones you have with the spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focus on co-creating your reality with others and with the spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful. It's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. And then you have the Seven of Acorns, which is perseverance through hard times. Determination and stamina. This is definitely the card for the entrepreneur. And finally, let's see what we have, the ancestors. Take time out in the Roman bath. Siesta, recharge, and rest. If you are overworked, definitely is a card that is telling you, you know what? It's time to take a break. Let's go and take yourself at the spa. Feel delicious. You deserve everything, and why not? Because you work hard. I feel that you're someone who definitely work hard, and when you work hard, you need to rest, because if everything is work, you're gonna get so overwhelmed that you're not gonna be able to continue. What good is you working with an empty glass? So I feel that some of you feel like you're working with an empty glass. That doesn't serve anybody. So please, by all means, continue, but you need to take your time to rest. Maybe go to the spa, go to the beach, get a massage, get a facial, indulge yourself. But don't forget the eyes on the prize. And finally, the Page of Cups. See, this is very interesting because it's definitely telling you about taking care of yourself. How about going to the beach? That's not a bad idea at all. I think this is a fantastic idea. Most definitely, it's time to enjoy life and be grateful. Be grateful for the things that you have, because you are gonna develop your castle and you're gonna have support. Everything that you want can be achieved. Just have a little bit more patience and continue, because this is for you. If you love the reading, you know that you can like, subscribe, leave comment, and also I do personalized readings. I have a link on my description. Have a good one. If you pick the Lapis Lazuli, this is your reading. Now let's see what the Lapis has to say. 22, and so far. Wow. I see the heart chakra here. I feel that some of you have the talent for creation, but creation that is inspired from the heart. And what I like about this card is that it's just a very soft energy, and at the same time, in numerology, 22 is a master number of building things, of being the great architect. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you're being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you into the simplicity of your spiritual truth, which is in practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow you for a successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. And this is further clarified with the Page of Wands. This Page of Wands it could be an idea, a new fresh idea, but I feel that for some of you, this talks about it could be a daughter, it could be a sibling, it might be someone young working for you. It could be any of those three, it could be those three. I feel in this eclipse, there's going to be an opportunity to set things straight. I think there might have been some miscommunication in the past, but this eclipse is going to put things to rest that didn't work out in terms of misunderstanding, and able to reestablish a better and healthier relationship with this person who is younger than you. It's definitely someone full of life and someone who always wants the best for you, even though at times, you know, they can be a little too much to handle, but it's because of their age. There is something to be thankful, and it's having young people into your life that can make you feel alive in any capacity. Sometimes we forget about the little blessings in our lives, and that can be young people. Because definitely sometimes they can inspire us in many, many ways. The Dove Spirit. Wow, what a beautiful. I certainly love this card. Be peace. See, and you know, connecting with the heart chakra. You know, be peace, be centered. And what I want to say about that is that the dove is a very delicate animal, and at the same time is an animal that in this case represents purity, delicacy, something delicate and something fragile at the same time. With her peaceful cooing, the gentle dove spirit invites you to embrace the energy of peace and allow compassion to warm your heart. You always have the power to generate peace within you. The appearance of Dove Spirit is a reminder that today and every day is a good day to meditate, to quiet any turbulence within you as you embody tranquility. Above, below, and all around you, much may be happening to distract you, but you're called to engage it with the heart of a peacemaker, asking yourself, what will peace do? Can you agree to disagree? The peace seeks rises. The peace you seek rises within and express out into the world as the Spirit sends her messenger to remind you of beauty and a harmonious existence with all that is. How beautiful and powerful is your compassionate heart. Your compassionate heart. See, these things are connecting, and it's gonna be further oh my God. Oh my God, that it's a beautiful white peacock matching with the white dove, and it talks about awakening, enlightenment. I feel that if you're getting these cards already, is because you're someone who already are in a spiritual path. It might be the situation of that you are very connected with your gifts. It could also be that you already are a psychic, or you're a medium, or you might be a tarot reader, you might be a Reiki practitioner, you might be a shaman, you might be in any discipline, no, that it talks about spirituality and healing others, because this awakening and this enlightenment is about how you share your love and peace with the world. You are being called to great things in life, particularly now this eclipse is kind of like cleaning up any little garbage in the house, so to speak, and leave it immaculately clean for the grace of the divinity to dawn. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Let's see. Imhotep, temple healing. See, as I was saying, some of you are already working in healing disciplines. And with healing disciplines, that doesn't mean necessarily about healing with your hands. You can heal with many things. You can heal with your words. You can heal with energy. There's so many disciplines where you can heal others. And also I'll talk about learning new disciplines, learning more about your craft, but also about be connected with the spirit, because Imhotep, is inside of a temple. And Imhotep, it's a card that when it comes out typically have a very deep message that is typically related to like heal things that you know, we're hurting at a physical or an emotional level. Now, your finances can improve if you devote time to study healing, hypnosis, alchemy, and other disciplines. And it's also asking you to learn. Also, if you have the opportunity to travel, it's asking for travel in Egypt, Greece, or Israel for soul healing, for a spiritual journey. You're going to be drawn to certain places, and this right now is a good time to do that. Further clarified with the devil. See, here, this is telling me that you're going to be able to overcome these situations in life where you have felt bounded. It could be to people that are toxic, or it could be, you know, excesses of any kind. And when I mean excesses, it can be excesses of food, excesses of sleeping, overworking, drugs, alcohol, any excesses. Just in the same way that sometimes we are bound to people who are not good for us emotionally, but you know, if you have a partner that is gaslighting you, it's time to leave and heal. That's why this card is also telling you about travel to sacred places, so you can fully heal and you leave this codependency that you may have had, or you have, and now it's time to heal. Connect with animals. Oh, connect with animals. Animal spirit guides, healing, past pets. I feel that some of you may have a strong connection with your pets. If you have pets, if you do not have pets, most likely you're a person who loves you're a person who definitely loves animals, and it is a time to reconnect with them. Why? Because the animals have a very soothing, healing energy. There's a reason why there are still on earth, because in the way that we treat animals, it's deplorable, to say the very least. So if you can reconnect with animals, that is going to automatically heal you and make you feel better. You know, You have a natural connection with animals. They're drawn to your energy and trust you. You have a gift for communicating with and healing all kinds of animals, including fish and birds. You may have been thinking about working with animals, adopting a rescue animal, volunteering at an animal shelter, or looking after an injured wildlife. If you already work with animals or have pets of your own, this card is a confirmation that you're on the right track. Keep up the great work you're doing with the animals. And if you have pets that have passed away, you need to know that that bond does not break with death. I mean, also knowing that death does not exist is more like a transition. So it is also a reconnection with that beloved one. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is of nature, is of earth. See, you're going to be able to overcome this dependency situation here. And the most beautiful thing is that this is going to, within the month of May, you're also going to be able to reconnect with who you are at a very deep level. And also, you're going to see how your finances are going to be improving, because the Queen of Gold, the Queen of Pentacles, is all on the same, is the abundance of earth. She knows how to manifest money, so you're not going to be lacking about money. So, and at the same time, reconnecting and being in tune with nature and being with animals is going to heal you. So all of these things are very related. Also, I feel that this talks about you being a mother figure, because even if you're a man, this applies to you, to this kid over here. There are some harsh words that have been or may have been exchanged, and now things are going into a moment of healing that, and being more grounded and having a healthier relationship with all around you. So this is definitely the time for confidence, and this is the time for, being at peace with who you are, because things are going to be fine. Surrender to the sweetness. Oh, what a gorgeous card. It's interesting, this card, there's this man looking at this woman. So I think also for some of you, there might be a really beautiful energy of love, regardless of how this love is going to manifest. And what I mean by that is that if this is a fated person or not, or if someone who's going to be in your life for an X amount of time, that does not matter. You are already tuning in with Aphrodite, Venus, Oshun energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. There's a lot of abundant water here. And here is the Queen of Pentacles, which is quite a sensual, woman. So you might even have more than one person interested in you. So now this is time for you to make choices. But don't forget to heal yourself first before allowing new people into your life. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit messy. 10 of Wheels or 10 of Gold. Woof. Another couple. And look at this dog. It definitely talks about a pet. I feel this is going to resonate with those of you who either have pets or love animals, even if you don't have a pet to take care of. And look, the Queen of Gold and then the 10 of Gold. And it's kind of like, yeah, I have money and you got money. Yeah, we are all happy together. So it's not that money is everything in the world, but having material abundance is pretty good. I feel that this is a month that the eclipse is going to bring that much shakeup. I think that once you finalize this healing process and reconnect, because it's interesting that all has come into a progression, finalizing in this, love energy, the sweetness of life, with a conclusion of having a very happily relationship. So regardless if it's one or more than one person that is vying for your attention, definitely you're gonna end up making the right choice and you're gonna be very happy. This eclipse is definitely shifting you into the type of life that you deserve. If you enjoy your reading, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, and sharing. I also do personal readings if you want one of those. The link is on the description. Enjoy the rest of the month. Okay, and for those who pick the Tiger Eye, this is the reading for the Tiger Eye. Let's see what we have. Magnetism of Eros. Oh, this is definitely talk about love, and it's a card number 1. How interesting, because I see a lot of passion, and this passion might be for some of you. If you already are in a relationship, this is the month, and definitely this eclipse, it's taking things to the next level. And if you're single, definitely I see this as a good opportunity to find your partner. Trusting what your heart yearns for without concern about how it will manifest. Take steps towards what wish moves your heart. Reach out for what your soul wants and needs. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, for only then can you be truly be held. That which appears out of reach or unavailable to you is closer than you realize, particularly for the single fellas. Let's see how this is further clarified. The world. Now, how interesting, because the world is about completion. The world is about having it all. The world is about like learning your lessons, and after you have applied all of your lessons, you kind of like have a graduation and you have mastered. I feel that for some of you, you're about to master finally something in your life. I think this eclipse is definitely closing all wounds. Finally, you're able to move forward into a more complete life because you're now more mature to make better choices. I feel that some of you might have different type of opportunities, or rather say, if you pick this pile, it's because the message here is telling you you're going to have different opportunities in love, in money, in spirituality, in day-to-day things. All the possibilities are going to be for you. Ushuptis, seek assistance. Now, how interesting. This is 1344. These statuettes, which were found in the sarcophagus of many, what is it called, emperors, are highly regarded. This little fiends or clay figurines of the deceased develop a life of their own after they were ceremonially and magically blessed to enable them to assist the mummy that they were burying with the tomb. You know, um, the richer you were, the more ushuptis you had in the afterlife. 365 to 1000 is for some pharaohs, and they serve as a reminder that a spiritual and everyday help is always there if requested. You know, which it goes hand in hand with when it comes to the world. You're gonna have the opportunities of everything that you want. You know, so that being family or the spirit, you can count with assistance for financial matters. You know, that being that you need money, or that being advice on how to manage your money, and anything that you need help with, you're gonna have assistance if you're not unsure on how to proceed. You know, and if you work for yourself, it is a time to get paid assistance for your business. I think that in the way that you're growing, you're definitely gonna have assistance. And if you're not self-employed, this might be a good time to get a job, or rather the everything that you need is going to become very easily available to you. That includes finding whatever job you want, because you have the world in your hands, so to speak, like literally. And we have the Hierophant. You see, the Hierophant is higher education in this time. I feel that if you are young, it is a good time to seek assistance, you know, in terms of education. Not necessarily that you have to go to college, but anybody who is a master in some discipline can help you achieve your goals. However, for others of you which are in a different stage of their life, this calls about you teaching others. You, particularly if it's something that you have always wanted to do, but you always didn't feel confident about doing, this is definitely a good time to take on that role of teaching others, because your wisdom is definitely very valuable. You need to share it. The Rhino Spirit. See, this card makes me a little bit emotional, because the white rhino went into extinction, so that is also a call for overcoming any obstacle, it says. And even though we still have some rhinos that are an endangered species, so I feel this is a time now for, you know, be aware of those things, and be very conscious with the decisions that you make. And if you can support in any way organizations that protect animals, that will be a good moment to do so. Now, when it comes to the message that the Rhino Spirit has for you, it's talking about, other than obviously what you think it is, because you see the rhino as this very strong, you know, animal in the wild, and yet it's so vulnerable, it's so delicate, and so beautiful. We always have the choice to press ahead, and Rhino Spirit Strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal spirit knows where there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When Rhino Spirit appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways, by going around them, shattering them with the force of clear, deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your Rhino Spirit with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. Followed by the King of Acorns, which is the same as the King of Wands. Optimism and innovation. This is definitely, these two cards together is definitely telling me about pushing forward. So it does not matter the challenges. You're someone who is very clever and you are in this pinnacle of success. So the way to preserve that is like not only sharing your wisdom, but also going through, pushing your ideas and making them a reality. What a beautiful time to press ahead, charge forward. Why? Because this is the time for you to finally pursue those things that have been your passion. For the entrepreneur, definitely, this is the time to finally put a product into or service into the market. Or if you have been having some doubts or some issues about continuing your business, no, this is time to push forward. You're gonna succeed, but this requires a sense of ownership of who you are, and the stamina of the horse is a lot to say. Teach and share, both. This is confirming this is time for you to share your wisdom. Instill, instruct, and educate others. See how this beautiful, master is instructing his pupils. Perhaps I pronounced it incorrectly. Pupils. Pupil? It's most definitely sharing that wisdom of someone who have gone through hell and have not only survive it but thrive in hard conditions, because you can share that wisdom with others, particularly because it's kind of like when you have abundance, share it. And not only about money, but definitely about wisdom, because others can thrive with that. So it is kind of like a chain of goodness. You're not alone. You may be questioning why you're here and what your true purpose is. This card has appeared to let you know that you are a natural teacher and it's part of your life purpose. You don't need to be a school teacher or a child care worker. You can show people a new way of being or looking at the world. You may be teaching your children or grandchildren everyday things, or you might be encouraging a friend to try something new or different. Value the wisdom and skills you can pass on to others. You are very wise. Don't keep that to yourself. And this Four of Wands talks about mental rest in order to connect with the divinity. And this divinity can be any kind of faith that you follow, but when I mean divinity, I mean the higher realms. It is time to put to rest, just like the eclipse energy. It's about ending, put an ending to things that are not in your best interest. It could be stress. It could be worries that no longer concerns you. It is time to put to rest all of those things and meditate, because this meditation is going to allow you peace in order to go forward in life in the way that you deserve. And definitely you always have the spiritual gift from the divine. You have it here, and you have it here, and you have it here. What great teachers, what great masters. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission and activation. Now we are going to a very interesting stage here, because Once you are either in meditation or sleeping, you're gonna get some downloads of information. Those downloads of information might be, remembering past lives or lives that you have in other planets. There's so much information, so many things that sometimes we don't know, and all of that is going to be revealed to you as you keep connecting with your purpose. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the earth. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back up to the stars. Many star seeds have come to earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, may be called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You might be guided to journey to particular places on earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. This is definitely a very spiritual, very deep spiritual moment for you. Definitely this eclipse is going to bring a definite change in your life. And you have the 9 of wheels. Wow, with the beautiful rooster. That is fertility. Not only in the material plane, but also in sensuality. Since also this talks about the body. As you continue in your path and you embrace your gifts, you're going to be able to tap into what it is abundance. And we're talking about real abundance, abundance of spirits, abundance of love, abundance of money. Do not be scared of money. Don't be afraid of money. I feel that in some spiritual circles, money is seen as the devil, but on the contrary, the more money you have, it shows inside what you are. So do not let yourself be distracted by the outside. Focus on the things that you came here to do. Push forward those ideas that if you're an entrepreneur of some kind, take time to mentally rest and not be concerned about, worries that aren't yours. And you're going to be able to reap the rewards with a very healthy and abundant life. I do personal readings if you're interested. You can see the link on the description. If you like, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you for watching.